Well, hello. Um, I'm not sure exactly how to start this. But I'm Rex. I'm Rex. I also go by Allison, by Mango, by Catherine, by I don't know. I just wanted to make this. I'll lower the volume of that. Make this kind of just a new channel, just to talk about my feelings because I feel like that's something that um I need to do more, and it's not like I have a lot of people to do it for with. Also, my entire save file got wiped from web fishing, which makes me sad. But um, the past 3 to 4 to 5 years have not been the best. Um, I'm 21, going on 22 next year. Well, this year, 2025. Um, and I feel like I haven't felt genuinely happy in a while, in a long while. Like I'm talking like when I passed an exam in high school, and I wasn't really that smart, so that wasn't really a common thing. But it's just a lot of things have been going on, and a lot of dumb mistakes that I've done, and like it's not just one thing that happened to me and that's it. It's it's a big conglomerate of things that keep happening, and I feel like they're out of my reach. Some of them are not, but I feel like um, some of them are out of my reach of being able to control them, even in the slightest. Um. So, for example, in 20, I'm just gonna do an estimate. Oh, I forgot you could fall. I'm just gonna do an estimate because um my memory is kind of hazy, and it's one also a problem that I have, which is I feel like me not remembering things isn't just me being a little bit silly. I think it's me having a real problem, and it kind of it started to take a toll on me in the sense of um how far have I forgotten? Because for me, my life has been up to this point, but I cannot recall my earlier years, if you know what I mean. um, but it's just weird to not be able to recall when things exactly happened. But I'm gonna say just like around 2022, I guess, is the big thing that started kind of a downfall. It didn't start a downfall. It's been like that for a while. But um where do I even start? I'm just gonna say like I had a big breakup with one of my exes. The relationship was everything wrong that could go with a relationship, everything ever, morally, and it was really toxic. Just everything that could have gone wrong and could have been wrong, it was. Uh, it doesn't matter what you think. You can maybe be like, oh, maybe not this. No, yeah, but definitely, probably, most probably that too. Um, it was. It lasted for a lot, around 3 years, 2 to 3 years, on and off. Toxic relationships just keep appearing and disappearing, and it just come back, and then you get guilt tripped, or you guilt trip someone to stay with you, and it was like that for 3 years until one day I just grew tired and decided to end it. Uh, he asked me a really weird question, and he said if I don't answer it, it's over. And I said, okay, well, it's over, and that's how it ended. Um, I'm going to talk about suicide. I'm going to talk about. I should have said that at the beginning of the video, but I'm going to talk about suicide and just a lot of dark things, such as self harm and alcohol stuff, drugs. I haven't really taken any drugs. I don't do drugs, which I'm hopeful for because I already, smoke. I guess if you count nicotine as a drug, then yeah, sure. But in that relationship, it just everything was too intense, and I had to watch every single little word that I said at all times, and it was really just annoying. Um, to have to tiptoe constantly around this person that I spend most of my days with, especially when the wrong word could cause an attempt, like a suicide attempt. It was tough to just have to be that person to just. I'm repeating myself a lot. I'm gonna do that probably a lot, but it's tough to become that person of, you know, um, just having to take care of a person when you're not mentally well. It's tough. It's really tough. It's really hard, and I couldn't do it. But I still forced myself to do it because his situation with his family, his friends, everything. It was like he had no one else, and I felt bad until I realized it's just not my no. I don't have to do that, and it's unfortunate, and I feel at the moment I felt very bad about the thought of leaving him because I would be leaving him alone, and then he also told me that like, hey, you're gonna be leaving me alone. I'm probably gonna kill myself. I was like, okay, I don't want that to happen. So it just kind of felt like I was forced to be there. Um, yeah, after that relationship, I became very, very, very suicidal, and one of the reasons that I self harm is that I self harmed. I try not to. The thought always comes up. It's just self harm is kind of like I compare it to smoking. It really tugs on your brain. Is how I would say it, and it really catches you. Once you do it, if you're in a really bad place, you just keep going and going and going unless you have someone intervene, like what happened to me. My mom and my sister, mainly my sister, saw me. She didn't see me directly, but she saw the marks, and she intervened. She was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And my family is more of a tough love kind of family, and it didn't really feel good to have your mom just go like, "Hey, strip naked. I want to see if you kept doing it." Not in a sounds weird. Not in a like, oh, I feel violated kind of way, but it just doesn't feel good to have your mom thinking about, hey, did my son's flash daughter, I don't even know, did my did my son or daughter just do that, and it really weighs on you, and it's I don't know, it's just hard. It's hard to be like, hey, I self harm because I feel like I don't get the punishment anywhere else, or I self harm because I feel like I need it, or it's a way to let out my anger against myself because of things that I've done or things that I haven't done, or because I feel like I deserve it, or because I feel like I'm not enough. Which, there's people that don't get it that will argue about, well, if you feel like you're not enough, then why do you cut? That's not gonna do anything. It's like, dude, I know. Trust me, I know. I've done it. I've done it and I've tried it, and it really does not change anything. I know that for a fact. But this is why I compare it to something like nicotine. I would probably compare it to drugs, but I haven't taken any drugs. more than once or twice. That's a lie. I've taken more drugs, but it's not like maybe a joint. That's pretty much it. But it's like it creeps up. Even I've been even after so many years since that relationship, I've done it a few times. Just obviously way less than usual, than I used to. um, but I think I've been for now like half a year clean, and I did it after a year and a half clean. It's like I thought it was over, and I thought I didn't want to do it any longer, but it just came right in again, and it's a really annoying thing. It's something that just really, I don't know, it weighs on you so much, even when you think about it. Like you think about doing it is what I mean. Um, just thinking of doing it, it'd be like, dude, hold on, getting pinged. Wait, let me alone. Thinking about, like when you haven't done it ever, and you're like, I don't even know how it came to. Well, I know how it came to my mind because my sister also had problems with self harm, and it's it was like, why did she do it? You know, what drives you to hurt yourself in that way? Because the scars have stayed. I don't mind them personally on myself. It's a weird feeling that I'm not gonna get into. To see them and to feel them on my skin, but I just don't want to get rid of them because I feel as if I shouldn't be ashamed of what I've done, no matter how bad it was. Well, I can be ashamed, but I shouldn't just hide the fact that I've done things that are bad, or things that I've done that aren't healthy, because I don't hide the fact that I smoke. I don't hide the fact that I drink. So why would I hide the fact that I self harmed? It it feels like that. I guess it just feels like I shouldn't. I don't know. It feels wrong to get rid of them. It's part of me at this point. But as I was saying, I'm gonna lose track of a lot of things. Um, so as I was saying, that relationship left me very suicidal, and I went. Well, I started self harming because of that relationship. Um, and then after it ended, I started again after a few months clean, and it was just I was very suicidal, mainly because my head was still trapped in that relationship, and I still loved him, and it just kind of like, I don't know, I was still in that headspace, and he was leaving the country, and he didn't want to see me in person, so I wouldn't. I think I probably almost like I had an attack or something. I don't know. I don't know the specifics of things. I just have and feel things, but it felt like my entire world was breaking apart. And that's mainly obsession and being so manic over someone. But after that relationship, I became very alone and very desperate. And I still had my friends, of course, but um, you know, obviously, if friends were enough, nobody would be in relationships. So, the start of 2023, 2023, yeah, at the start of 2023, I started a relationship around April, uh, which is an online relationship with someone from Canada, and it was going well. It was based a lot on desire and just shit like that, you know. Um, how would I even call this? I don't know. It was based on desire. Just I didn't buy it. I'm stupid. But yeah, it just my desperation to have contact with someone made it almost impossible for me to see beyond someone that would give me anything over the minimum. Does that make sense? Like, I was so desperate. I was so desperate that I couldn't really see past the minimum that you should do for someone. Which is why I stayed with her until December. And in December, I visited Canada. They bought me a ticket. They bought me a plane ticket. And I visited Canada. And something bad happened. Between me and her. Mainly I was trapped in a basement. Not as in forcefully. Well, I guess it was forcefully. But, you know, we wouldn't leave the basement. And I was in, like, miles and miles and miles and miles away from my original country, from my family, and I'm scared of fucking planes, and I had to go because you know they spent so much money on the ticket. I didn't want to be like, hey, I don't want to go. So, I was basically there. I didn't. After a few days, I was like, I just want to go home. You know, I miss my family and my friends, and it was just I don't know, nothing to do there. We were in a basement. She was on her computer talking to other people, and then I was just there. And it felt like that for a big portion. I stayed there 2 weeks, and it felt like that for a big portion of the time. We went out like 3 or 4 times, maybe even less. There was one time. It was around when the FNAF movie came out, because I remember it got leaked on Discord. Well, not leaked, but it got sent on Discord. And we were planning on watching it, and I was like, "Oh, we'll go to the cinema." And she wanted to stay home and watch it on Discord. I was like, "Okay." That's not the big thing that happened, by the way. Is it, like, there's these agreements. I don't mind them with any person. You know, it just can't happen. It was something much heavier that happened that I don't want to get into. So that relationship ended. We blocked each other. When I came to Spain, I had to recollect my thoughts, and then the relationship ended. And because of me trying to cling into that feeling of being wanted by someone, um, I lost my best friend. And to this day, that relationship is not fixed. I've tried to fix it. I've tried talking to him, but it doesn't feel the same. And it's because I took I she made a joke, and I took responsibility for it, just to not make my friends feel like hate her, and my friends ended up hating me, obviously. So when I left her, I tried to get in contact with my other friends, but you know, it I don't know how it feels. It feels, well, I know how it feels, and I know how to describe it. So imagine it's just you and your friends are on the same level. Imagine a giant building, right? You guys are in the same level, and then suddenly they start going, you know, and you try to go with them as usual, but the door closes on you. Someone closes the door. You don't know who it is, although you may, and I know who closed my door. But the thing about that is that I couldn't reach them, and by the time that I could open the door once again, it was already too late to even try and reach them, and they just kept going up, and they kept going up and up and up, and I'm pretty behind on them, and it doesn't feel like I'm gonna be able to reach them ever. no matter what they say. I know that he said that he wanted to try and fix the relation between us, but it's it's not gonna happen. And I wish it did. I wish it happened, but I just don't think it's possible for us to be as good as friends as we were, because I don't know. I just don't know how to explain it. It's weird. It's like, I don't know. It's over. It's over. That's it. It's just over. They're like, I could try, but seeing the reactions to my texts and seeing the reactions to whatever I do, um, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't look like it's gonna be. It doesn't look like it's gonna be happening. Jesus, I swear to God, I can't do two things at once. It doesn't look like it's gonna be happening anytime soon, or anytime at all. I wish it did. I absolutely wish it did. I miss him, and I miss the group, and I miss, hanging out. Which, obviously has led me to find other friend groups, but the friend group that I have right now is incredibly immature, not because of them, but because, they're younger. They're not my age, they're just younger. And it just, it's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind hanging out with younger people, but it feels like I can't say the things I want to say because they are just younger and they shouldn't know about the things that I want to say, or they shouldn't know about the things that I'm about to do, or I can't talk about the things that I did or have planned because they're younger. And I don't know, I wish I had that. I wish I had what we had before anything, I wish that the stuff didn't happen. I wish I didn't go out with the other person. Right now I'm in a relationship, which I'll probably get onto later or in a different video. What the fuck? Anyway. I'll get onto in a different video, I guess. Or I don't know. I don't exactly know when or what I'll do. But I do have a lot of stuff to say, obviously, about my current relationship. And yeah, I don't know. Just a lot of shit on my mind that I want to say. So I do have viral friends, but it feels like they're leaving me behind as well. So it's, I don't know. It's kind of like it doesn't feel good to see them make plans and me not invited. And even though they say that I'm invited all the time, it's like, okay, but I'm not, You don't expressively say like, oh, hey, this and this. And even when I go, goofy ass music. Hold on. I don't want to talk about this shit with this music. Even when I go, it doesn't feel like I'm wanted there. It just doesn't. I don't I don't know what to say. Oh shit. It doesn't feel like I'm wanted there, and I don't think anything is going to be able to fix that fact. It's most probably just my head being what it is. But I don't think anything will be able to fix that. And I know they try. I'm sure they try, at least. Oh my god. Big fish. But I don't know, I don't talk in the group chats, I don't live with them because all of them moved in together. So the way they, our communication has diminished because, the four of them are living together, so they don't really need to use the group chat to talk to each other or anything. And I'm sure if they really wanted to see me, they could. And I'm sure if they really wanted to see me, they would tell me. But they just don't. They don't. And, you know, I get happy when I see them every time I see them. But it's like, I don't think they want me there. Which is, you know, obviously upsetting because they're the only people that I have. They're the only people that I have at the moment. My previous friend group, and IRL friend group, also left me because of my ex. My online friend group left me because of my other ex. And these ones are just, I feel like they think that I'm weird because I'm 100% the most different out of all of them. You know, being trans and being in another online relationship when everyone thinks of it as something that is just, you know, this, not taboo, but this thing that is just really bad. It's like, oh, you can't have an online relationship. There's gonna be good. There's gonna be bad. You're gonna be cheating. You're gonna be. It's like, it just doesn't feel good to be there in a space where you know that everybody doesn't enjoy what you do, and doesn't approve of what you do, and doesn't, you know, doesn't support you in any way. Of course, there are friends and there are friends. Some support me and some others don't. But, you know, for the most part, they're all kind of in the same line of, you are just weird. Or I feel like it. I feel like people do think that, they think I'm just weird. And of course, it's probably just not like that. It's probably my own mind played tricks on me. But man, like, it gets really hard to just not feel like that when, you know, nobody talks to you and everyone is in their own little groups. So it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like I'm welcome most of the time. Which, you know, sure, maybe true, maybe false, but it just feels like that because whenever I talk in the group chat, nobody responds. Whenever I go, nobody talks to me. Whenever I do anything, you know, nothing happens. Or whenever I say to do anything, nothing happens. Like, for example, in my birthday, nobody came, but then 2 days later, another person in the group chat said that it was their birthday and everybody went. It's like, okay. So, like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like I'm wanted there, is what I'm saying. And I'm certain I'm probably not. I'm gonna be honest. They just don't. I don't think they like me. I think they think I'm annoying, and that I feel like, you know, there's always this delusion that everybody has, or not everybody, but this delusion that people have. It is like, oh, nobody likes me, or no, yada yada yada. But I feel like I have reasonable, what do you call it? Evidence, reasonable evidence, is to think that, you know, they don't like me anymore, or they never liked me, I guess, because I feel like I've gotten weirder over the time. Does that make sense? No, drinking coffee. I feel like I've gotten more. It's not even weird. It's just, well, it is weird. It's pretty weird, but it's just different. I've gotten more and more different than the norm, and every time I go there, sure, there may be jokes, but it just it doesn't feel good to have my shit bashed. It doesn't feel good to have my head slammed against the wall all the time. They don't do that literally, by the way. It's just, You know. Um. It doesn't feel good to go somewhere and just have jokes made about the type of person that I am, or have jokes made about the type of person, or like about my gender, or about, you know, generalizing like, oh, all trans people are pedophiles. I'm like, I'm not a fucking pedophile. What the hell are you talking about? But then you can't do anything to hit them back because they don't give a fuck, and it just makes me feel like shit. To be honest, I know that if I told them, it would stop. Also, actually, no, it wouldn't. I know that, but I know that it wouldn't, because they did that to a friend, and he told them to like stop, and they like hurting him, and they didn't stop. So it's like they don't do that to each other. They only do it to the odd ones out, not the YouTuber, but the people. And I don't feel wanted, and I haven't gone. I haven't like gone and, you know, met up with them in any way in like a few months. Probably I can't remember the last time we met each other, but probably start of December, maybe mid-December, around that area. You know, it's not been months, but it's been a month. It's probably been a month since they heard of me. Like, not even like see me, just heard of me. Um, and yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel good to be this person they just don't really care about. But at the same time, I also don't put effort in. But the times I've tried to put effort in, it just didn't pay off for me. So why would I do that? Why would I put effort in? Which also, it can apply to them as well. Why would they put effort in my friendship if I don't pay off? You know what I mean? But yeah, um, I don't exactly know what to talk about anymore. Um, I just wanted to do this video. Um, I talked for half an hour. I don't care. I expected an hour out of me, but I'll probably try to do this more times. As a self-reflection, kind of, you know, just to, not a diary, because I'm not gonna do this daily, but just some type of way of keeping things and getting things out, because I feel like I need that. So yeah, I'm leaving. Goodbye.